Chapter 1: The Arrival. As the heavy metal doors slammed shut behind him, Marcus felt a jolt of fear grip his chest. It was his first day in maximum security prison, and the harsh reality of his new life crashed over him like a stormy wave. The fluorescent lights flickered overhead as he took his first steps onto the cold, unforgiving concrete. The sounds of distant shouting and the clanging of metal echoed through the dimly lit halls, amplifying his sense of disorientation. Each breath was laced with the sharp scent of industrial cleaners, masking the deeper odors of despair and hopelessness. Marcus's mind swirled with memories of his life outside, his students, his dreams, and the moment of passion that led him here. Yet within this bleak environment, a small ember of resilience flickered in his heart. This was just the beginning, and he was determined to navigate the darkness that lay ahead. Chapter 2: The Brotherhood. Inmate Profile: Javier. Themes: loyalty, survival, unexpected friendship. As Javier sits in his cell, the haunting echoes of the prison's past wrap around him like a familiar shroud. He reflects on the raw dynamics of gang life, the unspoken rules that dictate loyalty and survival. In this harsh environment, alliances can be both a shield and a weapon, but when violence erupts one fateful evening, his world shifts unexpectedly. During a fracas fueled by pride and territorial disputes, Javier finds himself protecting Marcus, a bewildered former teacher who has stumbled into the chaos of prison life. In the aftermath, amidst bruised egos and shaken pride, a bond forms, a shared understanding born from their vastly different backgrounds. Their friendship blossoms in the unlikeliest of circumstances, transcending preconceived notions and illustrating how vulnerability can foster connection. Together, they explore the complexities of identity, providing solace to each other in a world that often feels devoid of hope. Chapter 3: Lost and Found. Inmate Profile. As Emily sits on the edge of her bunk, the harsh fluorescent lights flickering above, she finds solace in the letters she writes to her young daughter, Mia. Each stroke of the pen becomes a lifeline to the outside world, filled with stories of love and longing. She reflects on the choices that led her here, each poor decision echoing in the silence of her cell, a constant reminder of her past life. "Mommy loves you," she writes, tears smudging the ink. "I'm sorry for the pain I caused." The ache in her heart is palpable as she recalls mornings spent tucking Mia into bed, reading fairy tales, a time so far removed from the concrete walls surrounding her now. Emily's yearning for redemption fuels her determination to change. Despite the bars that confine her, she learns that the bond with her daughter survives, lighting a spark of hope in the darkness. Chapter 4: The Mentor. Inmate Profile. Themes: education, growth, change. In the dimly lit corners of the prison library, Harold, a lifer, transforms from a mere inmate into a beacon of hope for younger incarcerated souls. Having spent decades behind bars, he has harnessed the power of education, translating his past mistakes into teachable moments. Approaching the new arrivals, he shares not just facts, but life lessons, stories of survival, resilience, and the pursuit of knowledge. His classes, filled with discussions about literature and philosophy, foster an environment of growth, sparking curiosity in those who once felt lost. Through Harold's mentorship, inmates begin to envision futures beyond the prison walls, igniting aspirations previously extinguished by despair. The laughter and camaraderie shared during these sessions remind them that even in a place designed to break spirits, there exists the potential for change. Harold's presence serves as a testament to the idea that education can be a transformative force, planting seeds of hope in even the darkest of places. Chapter 5: The Moments of Light. In the unforgiving environment of the prison, fleeting moments of joy became vital lifelines for the inmates, offering brief escapes from their harsh realities. One evening, an impromptu music night brought together a diverse group, each with their own stories of loss and hope. As familiar tunes echoed off the concrete walls, laughter mixed with the haunting sounds of strummed guitars and heartfelt voices. Across the room, an art therapy session unfolded, where inmates expressed their emotions through color and form. The vibrant canvases became symbols of their shared humanity, depicting dreams and desires often stifled by their circumstances. Despite their struggles, a palpable camaraderie emerged, revealing the power of creativity and unity. These moments, filled with laughter, music, and art, profoundly uplifted spirits and fostered connections among the inmates, proving that even within confinement, the light of hope could pierce through the shadows, reminding them of their collective resilience. Chapter 6: The Outside Influence. Inmate Profile. Angela themes: empathy, connection, impact of outside world. Angela, a dedicated volunteer social worker, steps into the stark corridors of the maximum security prison with a warm smile and an open heart. Her voice resonates as she conducts workshops focused on emotional well-being and coping strategies. Angela's presence offers a breath of fresh air to the inmates, infusing hope into their otherwise bleak existence. Through her gentle guidance, the walls of isolation begin to crumble as inmates share their stories and vulnerabilities. In one memorable session, a group of inmates discusses their dreams and fears, finding common ground through laughter and shared struggles. Angela emphasizes the importance of empathy, encouraging them to envision a future beyond bars. Her impact extends far beyond the workshops. She inspires inmates like Marcus and Javier to believe in redemption. As they grasp the possibility of change, the seeds of transformation are planted, igniting a flicker of hope in their hearts. Chapter 7: Breaking Down Barriers. Inmate Profile. Themes: overcoming prejudice, understanding. As Marcus and Javier sat together on the worn bench in the yard, their conversations evolved from casual chit-chat to deeper discussions. Initially wary of each other's backgrounds, Marcus, a former teacher, and Javier, a gang member, they found common ground in their shared struggles. Javier shared stories of loyalty and survival in the gang culture, while Marcus spoke candidly about his regret and the circumstances that brought him here. Through their dialogues, they began dismantling the barriers formed by societal labels. "We're not so different," Javier remarked one afternoon, a hint of camaraderie in his tone. Inspired by their bond, they organized informal meetups with other inmates, creating a safe space for open dialogue. As laughter replaced tension, mutual respect blossomed, demonstrating that understanding can flourish in even the most unlikely of friendships, a testament to the transformative power of empathy behind prison walls. Chapter 8: The Weight of Regret. Inmate Profile. Nick, as I sit in my cell, the weight of my choices presses heavily on my chest. I, Nick, once a successful businessman, now wear the label of a white-collar criminal, a truth that haunts my every waking moment. My days are filled with the ghosts of past decisions, each misstep echoing in the hollow silence of this prison. I vividly recall the moment my greed overshadowed my ethics, leading to my arrest and a shattered life. Each letter from home serves as a painful reminder of the family I've hurt, their trust eroded by my actions. Regret envelops me like a thick fog, forcing me to confront the pain I've caused. Yet in this darkness, I find an opportunity for accountability, an unsettling but necessary step towards healing. I now strive to forgive myself, understanding that only through genuine remorse can I begin to reclaim my sense of self and seek redemption. Chapter 9: The Choice to Change. Sarah, incarcerated for robbery. Themes: free will, transformation. As Sarah sits on her cot in the dim light of her cell, she reflects on the choices that led her here. The memories of a life turned chaotic swirl in her mind, moments of desperation and the allure of quick cash that blinded her to the consequences. "I wasn't just robbing a store. I was robbing my future," she confesses in her diary, her pen trembling with emotion. Determined to change, Sarah immerses herself in the prison's educational programs, hungry for knowledge that her turbulent past robbed her of. "Every lesson is a step away from who I was," she writes, her heart swelling with hope. She starts forming friendships with inmates who share their dreams of better lives, sparking a sense of accountability and camaraderie. With each choice she makes, studying late, attending workshops, dreaming of release, Sarah embraces the daunting yet liberating journey of transformation. Chapter 10: The Struggle for Forgiveness. Inmate Profile. Lucas, convicted for a violent crime. As Lucas sits alone in his cell, the weight of his past hangs heavily on his conscience. He recalls the night everything changed, the rage that overwhelmed him, the devastating consequences of his actions, and the shattered lives he left in his wake. Through his diary entries, Lucas grapples with feelings of guilt that consume him, spiraling into deep introspection. He reflects on the families torn apart by his choices and the faces of those he wronged. In conversations with fellow inmates, he slowly begins to understand that forgiveness isn't just about seeking absolution from his victims, it's also about forgiving himself. Lucas shares his journey of confronting the darkness within him, revealing a path toward healing that lies in acceptance and change. As he approaches the end of his sentence, Lucas expresses a newfound hope, yearning for the chance to make amends, not just for others, but for his own soul. Chapter 11. The Influence of Literature. Inmate Tara, a passionate reader. Themes: escapism, growth, perspective. Key elements: Tara's exploration of literature as a means to reflect on her life and inspire others. As the sun set behind the prison walls, Tara found solace in the pages of her favorite novels. Each book transported her to worlds beyond the bars, allowing her to escape the harsh realities of incarceration. In her diary, she writes, "Books are my lifeline. They remind me that there's more to life than this place." Through literature, Tara began to reflect on her own choices, grappling with the consequences of her past actions. Inspired by the resilience of her favorite characters, she started a book club within the prison. As inmates gathered to discuss themes of redemption and hope, Tara witnessed a shift in perspectives, a community bound by shared stories and newfound empathy. "In these discussions, we're not just inmates. We are dreamers," she concluded, recognizing the transformative power of words in their quest for personal growth and understanding. Chapter 12. Reconnecting with Family. Inmate Profile. David, serving a long sentence for theft. In the sterile confines of his cell, David often finds himself lost in memories of laughter and warmth from family gatherings. He reflects on how his decisions not only shaped his life, but irrevocably altered the lives of his loved ones. In hushed tones, he writes letters to his 2 young children, sharing stories that bridge the gap of separation and teach them resilience. His messages are laden with both regret and hope, conveying his unwavering love and desire to be a better father. In these heartfelt exchanges, David encourages his children to pursue their dreams, instilling in them the strength to rise above their circumstances. Each letter becomes a lifeline, fostering connections that withstand the prison walls, reminding him that despite the distance, family remains his most profound motivation for change. Through reconciliation and determination, David seeks to rebuild a future filled with renewed bonds and love. Chapter 13. Finding Purpose. Inmate Profile. Aisha, serving time for drug-related offenses. Themes: hope, determination. In her diary, Aisha writes about her transformative journey within the confines of prison walls. Initially lost in despair, she slowly discovers the spark of hope through education and self-reflection. Aisha shares how participating in various programs, like art classes and motivational workshops, ignited a passion for creativity that she never knew existed. Each day, she journals about her aspirations for a better life beyond bars, envisioning a future where she can use her experiences to help others struggling with addiction. Aisha's determination is palpable as she writes about setting goals for her release, including pursuing a career in counseling. As she forms genuine connections with fellow inmates, Aisha finds purpose in uplifting those around her, believing that change is possible for anyone willing to fight for it. Her resilience shines through, proving that even in darkness, a light can emerge from within.